Good morning. Still half asleep. I laid my clothes out last night. I didn't want this to be another year of self-betrayal. I didn't even wash my face. I woke up this morning thinking about be still and know that I am God. Be still and know that I am God. This is not a scripture that asks us to be still and worry, to be still and stress, to be still and figure it out. This is a scripture that asks us to be still and know that I am God. And if you trust God and know God, then you know that this is a very powerful thing. Because when we learn to surrender to God, everything works out for us. Like the hardest part is the surrender. And it made me think about how every time I listen to what God tells me to do, things always work out. Always, always, always. And I think the thing is, we forget to listen. We forget that everything is going to work out. I specifically thought about a time. There are thousands and thousands of times. But I specifically thought about a time when I went back to school in 2016 to get a degree in international business. And I always wanted to study abroad. So when I went back, a program came up to study abroad and I wanted to go. But I was in school. I didn't have the money to pay for a study abroad. But I kept feeling the pull to do it. I didn't know how. I didn't know how I was going to make it happen. But I just kept feeling the pull. And I listened to the pull. I went to the interest meeting. My professor said that she thought that I would be a perfect fit for the trip. And I said, but I don't have the money to pay for this trip. She said, well, a lot of students do a GoFundMe to raise money to go. That's when the feelings set in. The feelings of guilt, shame. Here I was in my 40s, had a business, and on the outside, it looked like I should have had the money to pay for it. But while the business was successful, all of my money was going back into the business. So personally, I didn't have a lot of money. But I kept feeling the pull. And so finally, I got out of my feelings. I got out of my pride. I got out of my guilt. And I started a GoFundMe. And I really only shared it with mainly the people on Facebook. And people gave. And people covered that trip for me. And I was amazed. I was in awe. Those who couldn't give sent the most beautiful and loving messages because they saw that I was trying to do something and they wanted to support me and they wanted me to have the things that I wanted to have. They told me how I've uplifted them during times when they were feeling down, and they just wanted me to know that they loved me and supported me. And I was so very grateful. I'm still very grateful. I was surprised by a lot of the people that gave, people who I went to junior high with, people who I didn't know, who somebody else knew and suggested that they donate to me. I'm still grateful. I'm still thinking about how I felt on that day, how I felt being on the trip, the most beautiful pictures, the most beautiful place I've ever seen. I don't know if I said it, but it was to Ireland. And Ireland was special to me because we've traced a lot of our ancestry back to Ireland. So that was like a little bonus. However, when I got there, the lady told me that based on our last name, we were probably descendants from Scotland. So I'll get to Scotland one day. I just wanted to share this with you because perhaps that's where you are. You're wondering how. You're wondering with what money. You're wondering why it's so hard. You're wondering if you're going the right way, if you're doing the things that you're supposed to do. And all I can say to you is check for the pull. If you feel the pull, if you feel that thing that keeps telling you, go this way, go this way, go this way, you're going the right way. You don't have to know the how, but you do have to be still. Be still and know that I am God. Stillness. Stillness is where the truth lies. Stillness is where the answers come. And I think that's why I love meditation so much. Because meditation requires you to be still. And when you're in the stillness of meditation, it's probably the closest thing that I could imagine to pure bliss. Because you're not thinking about anything, you're not worried about anything, you're not stressing about anything, you're just being still. So as you move throughout your day to day, know that this is just a moment in time. Everything is working out for you. Everything is working out for you. Everything is working out for you. Even in the times where you think it's not. Even in the times where it seems like everything's going to shit. Things are working out for you. The path is being laid. You just have to make sure that you're still enough so that you can make sure you're going in the right direction. I said I was not going to betray myself, that I was going to get out here and walk every sunrise, and every sunset if I didn't do anything else. So you all can hold me accountable. Have a great day.